The news that Alabama has reached out to former Georgia quarterback Carson Beck has raised some interesting questions about the Crimson Tide's future, but it also leaves room for doubt. Did Alabama really need Beck, or does the current quarterback situation already offer the potential needed to keep the team competitive? Jalen Milroe's departure for the NFL draft has certainly created a significant void at the most critical position on the field. Milroe had an up-and-down season, but his presence at the helm was a key part of the Tide's offense. With his absence, the competition for the starting job in Tuscaloosa now centers on Ty Simpson, Mack and Russell, all young talents who have already shown great potential. Ty Simpson, who has been with the program since 2022, is considered the favorite to take over. Simpson was a five-star recruit and has the profile of a dynamic and accurate quarterback. His experience within the Alabama system and the coaching staff's confidence in his development make him a logical choice. However, Russell, who is highly rated as one of the top quarterbacks in the 2024 draft and now looks set to be a strong contender for 2025, is a strong contender. The interest in Carson Beck raises the question of need. Beck is talented, that's undeniable. He showed a solid arm and leadership skills at key moments during his time at Georgia. But bringing in a quarterback transfer with a wealth of experience could disrupt the development and continuity of the group Alabama already has. Furthermore, Beck opted to transfer to Miami, which puts an end to any practical speculation about him going to Tuscaloosa. Looking closer, the Crimson Tide don't appear to be desperate for an outside addition at quarterback. The program has a history of producing excellent QBs, and Kalen DeBoer has shown confidence in developing young prospects within the system. Ty Simpson and Russell already have the potential to take the offense to new heights, especially given the support they receive from an elite coaching staff and a talented group of receivers. The pursuit of Beck may have been more of an attempt to explore all available options, something that is natural for a program that is constantly under pressure to excel. However, what Alabama needs now is to invest in the players already on the roster, strengthen team cohesion, and ensure that the next starter is prepared to take over with confidence and efficiency. With or without Beck, Alabama's future at quarterback looks bright. The internal battle for the starting position should be seen as a positive sign, a healthy competition that can raise the bar for everyone involved. And, frankly, relying on the talent already on the roster seems like the most sustainable path for the Crimson Tide at this point. At the end of the video, I want to hear your comments. Feinbaum commented, "Who doesn't want to be at Bama? How strange." Kalen DeBoer's first year at the helm of the Alabama Crimson Tide has brought a mix of ups and downs, typical of an era in transition following the retirement of college football legend Nick Saban. Despite notable wins against heavyweights such as Georgia, Missouri, and LSU, the Crimson Tide has also suffered disappointing losses, exposing areas that need attention if the program is to once again dominate the national stage. Among the topics emerging this offseason, speculation about Ryan Grubb's possible arrival at Alabama has been prominent, but not without controversy. Grubb, who worked with DeBoer in Washington and helped build one of the most potent offenses in college football, opted not to follow the coach to Tuscaloosa earlier this season, taking the offensive coordinator job with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, with his firing from the NFL, rumors are swirling that he may reconsider partnering with DeBoer at Alabama. However, recent comments from Paul Feinbaum have cast doubt on whether Grubb would want to return. Feinbaum was blunt in pointing out that Grubb has previously turned down opportunities at Alabama, suggesting that he clearly doesn't want to be in Tuscaloosa. While the circumstances of his initial decision may have been influenced by personal factors, such as his family's preferences, the repeat scenario raises questions about his willingness to embrace a pivotal role at one of the most demanding programs in the country. This situation puts DeBoer in an interesting position. After a season in which Alabama's offense ranked just 42nd nationally in total yards, there is natural pressure to improve. The inevitable comparison to the elite offense DeBoer ran at Washington, which was 12th in the country in his final season there, further heightens expectations for significant change. The retention of Nick Sheridan as offensive coordinator is also at the center of this debate. Sheridan, who worked with DeBoer and Grubb at Washington, was brought in to lead the offense at Alabama, but the results have fallen short. While he has experience and a solid connection with the head coach, the offensive performance level needs to take a significant step up to match the program's ambitions. The uncertainties surrounding Grubb, combined with the criticism of DeBoer's inaugural season, reflects the highly competitive and analytical environment in which Alabama operates. This is not just a program accustomed to winning, it's a machine that expects excellence at every turn. While the challenges of DeBoer's first year are understandable, the Crimson Tide is a program that thrives on the spotlight, and the time for adjustment is short. Still, it's important to put DeBoer's challenges in perspective. He inherited a program that, while loaded with talent, was in transition after more than a decade of dominance under Saban. And he's also managed to score some big wins, showing that the potential for success is still there. The offseason will be crucial in determining whether strategic adjustments, such as a potential change in offensive leadership, can put Alabama back in the national title race. While Feinbaum and other analysts discuss Grubb's status and the future of Alabama's offense, one thing is certain: DeBoer's second year will be critical to solidifying his vision for the program. What will Bama look like this year? Speaking of QBs, Jared Curtis' name is making the rounds in the college football world, and rightly so. The five-star quarterback in the class of 2026, who recently revealed his top 6 school picks, has Alabama on an elite list alongside Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, South Carolina, and Auburn. What makes this a fascinating matchup is the combination of raw talent and potential that Curtis brings, as well as a history of recruiting upheaval that is far from over. Curtis is the modern prototype of a quarterback, imposing, agile, and with the ability to command both the air and the ground. His numbers from last season are proof of that. He amassed 2,830 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, complementing his passing accuracy with 637 rushing yards and 18 touchdowns on just 88 carries. Not only are these numbers impressive, but they also demonstrate Curtis' versatility and efficiency in leading his team to a Division IIA state title. Alabama is clearly well positioned in the race for Curtis, but there's still a long way to go. Georgia, which already had a verbal commitment from the quarterback before he decommitted in October, remains in the running. Additionally, programs like Ohio State and South Carolina are showing recruiting intensity, while Auburn and Oregon are also attracting attention with strategic visits from their coaches. What makes Alabama an especially appealing destination, however, is the program's proven ability to develop talented quarterbacks into NFL-ready stars. Speaking of Bama, the structure, competitive environment, and consistent success on the national stage are all factors that could weigh in on Curtis' decision. With a commitment planned for this summer, Alabama has time to continue to impress the young prodigy, and his potential impact on the program is hard to understate. Curtis also brings an unusual maturity for his age, which is evident in how he navigates the recruiting process. His ability to absorb pressure, both on and off the field, sets him apart as a potential leader. It's not just about stats, it's about the presence and mindset of someone who understands what it means to carry a program on his shoulders. Alabama, as a powerhouse that's always looking for quarterbacks with that profile, will go to great lengths to earn Curtis' trust. The national title game between Ohio State and Notre Dame certainly adds a layer of complexity to the recruiting game. Programs that are consistently in the college football playoff spotlight have an inherent advantage, but that's something Alabama knows all too well. The Tide's consistency as a top contender is a card DeBoer can use to highlight the direct path to success Curtis could find in Tuscaloosa. Meanwhile, the presence of other stars, like Auburn quarterbacks coach Ken Austin and Georgia offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, shows that everyone is aware of Curtis' potential impact. However, if Alabama can establish a deeper connection with him and showcase the unique environment it provides for athletic and personal development, it wouldn't be surprising to see him suit up for the Crimson Tide in 2026. Regardless of where Curtis ends up, his talent and impact on college football will be undeniable. But in Tuscaloosa, there's hope and a quiet confidence that he can be a key player on the team. Alabama continues to cement its position as one of the most sought-after destinations in college football, and the latest demonstration of that comes in the form of Xavier Crowell. The five-star running back from Jackson, considered the top prospect at his position for the 2027 class, is preparing for another visit to Tuscaloosa, scheduled for February 1st. This will be another opportunity for Coach Kalen DeBoer and his staff to strengthen ties with the young talent. Crowell, who helped his high school team win a state championship in 2024, is already a name that resonates with elite programs around the country. With offers from places like Ohio State, Texas and, of course, Alabama, the race for his signature is just beginning. However, the Tide appears to be in an enviable position, having hosted the recruit multiple times in recent months and cultivating a solid relationship with him. "I have a great relationship with the staff," Crowell said in an interview with Touchdown Alabama. "The coaching staff is great." Those are simple words, but they speak volumes about how DeBoer's program continues to do what it does best: create genuine connections and a clear vision for its athletes. The prospect of bringing Crowell to Alabama's roster is exciting for several reasons. His impressive size and unquestionable speed, as evidenced by his personal best of 10.6 seconds in the 100-meter dash, make him a rare combination of strength and agility. He's the kind of player who doesn't just break tackles, but turns seemingly ordinary runs into spectacular plays. That ability to make a difference on the field is exactly what has defined the greats who come through Tuscaloosa. Furthermore, Crowell's decision to continue visiting Alabama, despite other attractive options, suggests that the Tide is not only standing out because of the program's prestige, but also because of the culture and strategic approach of the coaching staff. DeBoer has proven effective in bringing in young stars, and the attention to detail in recruiting is a direct reflection of that. Of course, convincing a talent like Crowell to commit permanently will be a process that will require patience and consistency, but Alabama is playing its cards right. If the Tide is successful in securing Crowell's signature, he will join a long list of exceptional running backs who have shined in Tuscaloosa and gone on to have distinguished careers in both college football and the NFL. However, beyond the promising future, there is something even more immediate: the energy that a recruit of his stature brings to the program. He turns heads, generates conversations, and inspires confidence among other young talents, who are beginning to see Alabama as the ideal place to pursue their football goals. The next few months will be crucial, but for now, the Crimson Tide can be proud to be in the spotlight of one of the best young players in the country. Xavier Crowell is a name to watch closely, and if the Alabama staff continues to play the recruiting game well, there is no doubt that the Tide can land this guy as well. Let me know what you think now.